We'll start with Tia. Yeah, not a lot to talk about there. David. We got some research there. And we got a couple of enforcement attack. Let's see what Cody can do. We got some money, some contain, and prof. Got some enforcement attack and some research. Tia is at Millennium Park by herself. No other obstacles in the way, but she should contain or attack Fortuity. She does have that grenade launcher, so maybe we'll keep the epic attack, because Fortuity has 5 health remaining. And if she can get 2 more epic attack, that'll be a total of 5 when she uses her grenade launcher too. We don't have to worry about containing him. And he'll give us 3 more research, which means if we can take out Powerhouse too, that'll give us 3, and that'll be 6, and that'll be enough to weaken Steelheart. David and Prof are at the Navy Pier with 3 enforcement, a barricade, and firefight. Firefight needs to be researched to weaken him. If we can get at least 4 research on Steelheart, we can use the notebooks here to get 2 more, no matter where he's at. So I'll keep this research so we can research Firefight. Or maybe use it to go to Steelheart and do some more research on him too. Cody's up here with Powerhouse. 3 enforcement, a barricade, but remember he has the garbage truck so he can knock a barricade down and move, so that's not an issue. Powerhouse only has 3 damage remaining, but we do have the enforcement there to take care of, so if we keep one of these contain, which the flash grenade can turn into 2, and then we can change those 2 into enforcement attack with the gravitonics. I think we'll go that route. And I'll keep the money so we can purchase the fuel cells. And I'll keep the epic attack so we can go after Powerhouse. Prof is there at the Navy Pier. He can easily take out all 3 of the enforcement using Lead the Way with one of his tokens. He has a Nighthawk mobile that he can use also. We'll use that later in the round, maybe to go after Steelheart. But he is there with Firefight, so we're going to want to research him down some. We'll go for our second roll, starting with Tia. And she has plenty of attack there. And those 2 will be enough, along with her grenade launcher and her other attack, to take out Fortuity, so that's really good rolling. We'll see if David can get lucky here. And that plan will go great with his camera. That'll give him 2. Now we have Cody. A couple of contains, a couple research, and Prof. A little bit of everything. Definitely have her keep these 2 epic attacks. I'll have her keep one of these containment also. David will keep that plan. And he's there with Firefight, so we'll keep a containment to keep Firefight under control. And we can do another research on Firefight. Well, if I'm going to keep anything, I'll keep this 1 containment. We'll keep the epic attack so we can use our Lead the Way with that instead of using a token. And I'll make sure he has another token coming to him at least. Final roll for all the players. So Tia has plenty of epic attack and another research. David, enforcement and money. Cody, epic attack, containment, and research. And we'll end up with Prof getting a crazy amount of attack. We'll start with Tia and have her go right after Fortuity with 4 attack, and we'll use a token for an additional epic attack. I'm going to save the grenade launcher, and that would be 5 total attack, taking out Fortuity. Tia will use her grenade launcher to launch an attack to the loop, causing 2 damage to Powerhouse. Have Cody attack Powerhouse for 1, and that will be enough to eliminate him. And we'll have to remember we're going to get 2 enforcement attack. We'll use those to take out the ones located at the theater with the armsmen. And we now will have enough research on Steelheart to make him vulnerable, so we don't need to worry about researching him directly. Before he leaves the loop, I will have him use one of these contain with the flash grenade, turning it into 2, and then converting those 2 over to an attack enforcement. And we'll turn this single into an attack enforcement, and that'll cover all 3 of the enforcement troops at his location. Then I'll have Cody use the garbage truck to eliminate a barrier or a barricade and move. That'll take out the barricade at the loop and allow him to move to the power plant, where he will research and contain Snowfall, taking her research down to 3, which is really important considering she will fortify twice, back up to 5. I will have Cody use that die to remove a barricade from the Navy Pier. And since he's with Steelheart, we'll have him use the disguise to contain one. Bring that barricade track down to 1. Have Prof use that epic attack to lead the way, and then we'll allow him to eliminate all 3 enforcement. David's there, so we will contain Firefight, making sure he doesn't attack our population. We want to keep Snowfall from building up that research track, so David will use the notebooks to do 2 research on her, bringing her track down to 1 remaining. He will use one of those research at his current location, bringing Firefight down to 3. Then he'll use a die to move to the power plant. That way he's here with Snowfall. And use 1 more research. That'll take care of her research track and make her vulnerable with 3 health. I will use a plan token on the Nighthawk mobile to generate 3 research and clean the track, making Firefight vulnerable. And I think I will weaken him significantly with 3 attacks, bringing his health all the way down to 1. We can use him to get rid of 2 enforcement in the future if we need to, just by hitting him 1 more time. I will have Tia use a die to move, and she'll move from Millennium Park to the theater. Now that she's there, I'll have her contain the armsman for 1 and use a token to contain him twice. That'll keep us safe from him for a little while. Tia will use her operations to grant herself a token. David will play his plan. It's going to count as 2 thanks to the camera, so he'll get 2 more for later use. And grant us $1. Cody's going to give us 2 more dollars for a total of 3. And Prof will gain himself a token. Epics that we destroyed will now grant us our rewards. Powerhouse will give us 3 research for Steelheart and eliminate 2 enforcement. Those 2 enforcement will clear out the theater and take Steelheart's research track down to 3. And Fortuity will grant us 3 more research and 3 plan tokens. That 3 research will take the track down to 0, and we will replace the research track with his health track. And since we are playing a standard game, he will have 32 health. We need to take that many shots at him, reduce him to 0, and win the game. I have $4 to spend. I'm going to spend 3 and purchase the fuel cells, and that will get replaced with the jacket, which grants the black or gray die that Prof has. And the fuel cell turns any double die into a triple die. And we will give that to Cody because he has the double dollars, the double enforcement attack, and it can be affected by things like the flash grenade. I could turn a white basic contain with the flash grenade into 2, and those 2 can be affected by the cells and become a 3. We must add new epics. Steelheart's at the power plant, so the first one's going to go here at Millennium Park. File number 006, Night Wielder. Name, Real name unknown. Description: from Asia, likely Japan. See entry 006 Delta. Japanese business practices. Usually a dark translucent silhouette, rarely seen in corporeal form. History before calamity. Unknown. Classification: high epic. Shadow wielder. Unique. Prime invincibility. Current status: active. Inner circle. Steelheart Organization New Kago. Known suspected abilities. Abilities hard to classify. Constantly covers New Kago in darkness. Can hide in darkness or shadow, become insubstantial. Bullets, thrown weapons, all pass through him. Can walk through walls and create tendrils of shadow that pierce, kill, or trap enemies. Too much documentation to cite specific references. See entry 006.alpha through Quebec. Known suspected weaknesses. Always travels with bodyguards and assistants. Clearly he fears something. If part of his deal with Steelheart is to keep the city dark, maybe he fears sunlight. Did they negotiate for this? Note: test UV exposure. Known associations. Right-hand man of Steelheart. Presumably works closely with Conflux number 054 and Firefight number 026. Usually handles business dealings for Steelheart Organization. And he fortifies the zones to either side of him and does a lot of damage if he gets powerful to our population. He comes in with a research of 3 and infinite health. And up here at the loop, file number 054, Conflux. Name: real name unknown. Description: suspected as very physically frail. Note: could possibly be elderly. History before calamity: unknown. Classification: minor epic. Class B electromagnetic energy. Gifter. Current status: active. Head of Enforcement, Steelheart Organization New Kago. Known suspected abilities. Gifter of electromagnetic energy. Provides power cells for enforcement armored mechs and special weapons. Personal abilities for defense unknown. Known suspected weaknesses. Steelheart and Enforcement very tight-lipped about Conflux. Living habits and weaknesses not known. Internal enforcement communications indicate he travels with heavy security and is physically weak. See entry 054.alpha. Enforcement tip: Roy Chambers. Known associations. Close to Steelheart Inner Circle, and thus may work closely with Night Wielder number 006 and Firefight number 026. And he's also a gifter. He's going to give enforcement to either zone to the left and right of him. And he will start with 3 research and 7 health. Oh, let me adjust this properly. There we go. We'll activate the epics. Snowfall will fortify twice, giving her 5 health now and making her 1 stronger. Night Wielder will fortify to either side and get 1 stronger, which means Snowfall will go up to 6 and Firefight will go up to 2. Luckily, we cleared their research tracks already. Firefight makes the red track increase, and he gets 1 stronger. And I forgot about the red track, and I should have contained Steelheart. So now we're going to have quite a bit in the way of enforcement out there. Conflux will grant an enforcement to the zones on either side of him and give 1 stronger. 1 to the theater with the armsman, 1 to the Navy Pier with Firefight. The armsman will add 1 of his own and get 3 stronger. He's getting much more difficult to contain now. That brings us to Steelheart, who will do 2 damage to the population, taking the pop down to 20. That means we're at the halfway point because we started at 40, so we need to attack Steelheart and eliminate him quickly. He'll attack the base 1 time, taking us down 1 step. And because I wasn't paying attention, we will have 9 enforcement come out, 3 at the power plant, 3 at the park, and 3 at the Navy Pier. And we will have 1 barricade to deal with, and that will be here at the power plant. Steelheart will move just 1 over to Millennium Park.